afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all right. Oh, my chair's in the way again. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business in Mansfield, Nottinghamshire called The Flower Patch. Before I start, I just wanted to welcome all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying our videos and thank you for subscribing. It really does mean a lot to me. And it's very overwhelming seeing how my subscribers are going up and up. I can't believe it because I've only been doing this for over 2 months and I really enjoy it. I've got used to chatting away because I'm a chatty person anyway. So thank you anyway for everybody, not just in the UK, in America, you know, Egypt, Canada. There's other places that, you know, I just can't remember them all. And we have a heat wave this week. It's only on for a week. Isn't that weird? They've only given it us for a week. But yeah, we have a heat wave this week and it's too hot for us Brits. Well, majority of us anyway. It is going to be about 28 to 30 degrees. And we don't get that very often. And I am sweating. I don't usually sweat, but I am red hot. Outside, in here, because it's no windows and everything. I can't open anything. I've had to lock my door because of my cat. I don't want him in. So it is scorching in here. So I have sort of a feeling how you in America feel, you know, especially in Texas, with it being really hot and dry there. I don't understand how it is. You know, we've never had it as hot as you, but oh my goodness, I am scorching hot. Anyway. Before we start, I have been doing this morning and it has taken me hours. I've caught up with my orders yesterday, so I decided to do something especially different on a polystyrene wreath, which is 14 inches. It's flat on the back and obviously it's just white, it's very light. So that's what it looks like before we started. So I hope you can see, and flat again, like I say, on the back. So that's what we've got under here. And oh, before I throw it over there, I wanted to show you how I made that. I'm not going to do the whole one because I say this has taken me hours. I have had to glue on strip by strip and hold it in place until the glue dries. So, and then I have put Hessian ribbon on the back, so if it's on somebody's door it's not going to scratch. But that is what it looks like close up. And I have ribbon, it is glittery, well, sparkly ribbon. I cut 2 strips down, you know, just 2 rows, 10 inches long. And then I also got my aspidistra leaf ribbon and cut that also at 10 inches long and pulled off strips. So what I did with that, to do this, I had to basically start off and put it over the top there, glue it all, you know, around, not with my glue gun, not a lot of glue, because I didn't want it to feel like it was bumpy underneath, but I had to glue it around there. With the 2 bits at the end, I glued them together as well on the back so they'd stay like that. Then with my sparkly ribbon, my Diamante ribbon, I put another strip next to it, glued that all the way around and did the same thing to give that effect. Then I grabbed another piece of aspidistra ribbon and I put it at the side of it and glued it at the back and did the same procedure. And then again, another one of my Diamante ribbon and put that on the back, or glued it all on, and you get that effect, the stripy effect. So that has taken me hours because I have had to hold them in place while the glue was drying. But I was determined I'm going to do this today. It was an idea that popped in my head and I thought, why not? We'll do something different. So at the end of it, like I say, this is what you get. And once I've glued all of those on, then I placed my Hessian ribbon, cut on it, I had it about, let me think, can't remember myself. Yeah, about 5 inches long, and I just glued it where I wanted it in the centre and let pieces hang over each end. Once it was all glued on, I cut it around with my scissors around each of the edge. So it has taken me a while, but I'm not bothered. I loved it. So that's the effect that we've got. I've got my wreath stand here because I can't make my mind up whether I want to put a little bit of rope in here or put an awl right the way through, so I can take a bit of cord or rope through it, tie it a knot here, and then let it hang there instead of showing it there around here. So in fact, let me get some cord. Oh, I've got some of my chair, guys. It's always in my way. So let me just grab some of this cord. So that's what I've got. And I've got my wooden, I don't know really what it's called, but I just pierce holes in throughout. And I want to try and go through, if I do it here, and try and push it all the way through the opposite side. As you can see, it's coming out. Now I'm deeply considering, with it being polystyrene, how I'm going to get this through. So now I've made my hole, pull that back out. I'm hoping this may take it through. If it doesn't, then I'll just have to do it the normal way like that, which I don't really like it like that, because you can see, and it's going to spoil all of this. So, oh, I've dropped it on the floor. So let's see. If I can't do it with that, I've got twine, and I've also got wired, let me cut some wired, coated, some of this off as well. So I'll cut that off. I think this may be better because that's quite thick. I'm hoping it will go through. Again, I've never done this before. Oh, I can feel it sticking already. I wonder if I can help it through with this. I might actually put it around here and help it that way. And then do the other end. And see. We're hoping, fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen, that it works. Because again, this idea has just popped up into my head. So I really don't know if it's going to work. And let's push it through. Oh my goodness. Do you get those moments where you start to panic thinking it may not do it? And again, it's just an idea. No, that's not popped through. So let's see. In fact, let me see if I can do it this way. And double it up. Just push it through. Oh, please, it's going, it's going. It's come through. It has come through. So then what I'm going to do is tie a knot, a double knot here at the end so it doesn't come back through. And I'm going to get a bit of glue just to hold it in place. That was lucky, guys. That was very, very lucky. So again, I'm just going to tie that in a double knot at the back, at the bottom, so it doesn't come through. So when I pull it, it's hanging there. Look at that. So I'll get some glue. I've switched my glue gun off now. I should have left it on. But oh my goodness, I hate to think how many bits of glue sticks that I used for this. I must have used about 15, probably more. So I'm just going around this here with my little skewer, and I'm going to just push it slightly back onto there so it just holds in place. I'm going to take the excess glue off. Oh, it's all over my fingers. And hopefully that'll sit there. I'm going to just, oh, nearly use my scissors. I'm going to just cut so we don't get that little dangly bit hanging. And I'm going to just push it on like I have done there and pushed it on. So now we have this. And then I will tie that around here to a certain, you know, I'm not measuring it, but just tie this wire, coated wire. So then when it comes to hanging, you have got a little piece where you can hang it on, like that. Look at that. God, I get excited over anything, me. And I may be putting a ribbon on. I'll show you the ribbon choice that I've got. The only problem with the Hessian ribbon is it does fray a lot. So I've had to just go around on the tip along here and also on the outside and just pat little bits of glue on to try and hold it down so it doesn't fray. But if it does, you know, there's nothing I can do. It's just a natural thing. Oh, I want this, don't we? So for today, we are going to use some green heather. I've got this. I've got quite a bit of it. I thought I'm going to add green, and it's like a dark at the bottom and limey colour at the top. So that's for that one. Oops. Then I've got also my fern. This is a bundle of oddments. Excuse me, with different bits of fern in, but the one I'm looking for is the one with the yellowy coloured tip, you know, limey yellow. So if you can see different types and the yellowy bits in there. So we're going to use some of those as well. And I haven't shown you all this yet because I've not really used it. I use it on different things, but I have got my curly grass. I'm going to put some of that in also to give it a different texture and a different, you know, movement as well. So that's another one. And I'm also got my orange rubbery fern from the company Wreath, which also is like the others. It is lovely. I love this orange one. And then, of course, my yellow calla lilies to add more movement to the arrangement on the wreath. I just can't stop buying these. I'm addicted. And then we're also going to use some wild daisies, and they've got yellow in the centre, but the colour of them is like a mauvey colour, like, I don't know, like a dark pinky brown. I can't really put my finger on what colour to call them, but I'm going to use those in it as well. And I've got some little wild daisies. Just grabbed a few out just to, you know, for the colours to bounce and have something lighter, just so that you spot everything what you've put in. I've also got some hops. Now this is a different colour because I wanted to add just a different, you know, just something slightly different, but not too much, because the colour that we're going with is yellows and this. So, but I just wanted to add a little bit of purple in it to show you that you can also add something like this to the colour scheme. And I've also got these. These are really wispy, one of my favourites again, and they're orange and yellow. I don't even know what they're called. I've had them a while, but I've got those, and as you can see how they move, and they've got their own little bit of foliage, what was wispy as well. So I'm going to use those in it also. So that's all we're going to be using today, guys. I am sweating. I'm going to have to open that door. One moment. My cat may come in too. Not that I really want him to, but hey, yeah. I've got to have the door open. Whew. I don't like it when it's this hot. Right, on the arrangement, I'm not going on the outside on this. I'm doing it all on the inner side. As you've seen my wreaths many times, I do them all over. Well, because I've done this, I don't want to spoil that. So we're just going to place our arrangement in the centre all the way around, so then you still can see this. So I don't think I'm going to use that, so I may bring it up. I don't know, we'll see. But there you have it. So, oh goodness me guys, I can't stop sweating. First of all, I'm going to insert our curly grass. Now what I'm going to do with this, is you can move this as well right to the top. So let's just move everything right to the top. And we're going to be placing bits in like that. Not a lot, because I really still want to try and see the edge. Some might come over, but I still want you to see the outer ring. So we're going to, first of all, and I may need, with it being polystyrene, it can also be hard to, place this through. So we're going to push that in and just have it there. Remove any excess glue, because you will spot it on this. So we'll cut a few pieces off. Oh my goodness. I hope you all had a good weekend. My sister-in-law popped up again, as I said, for tea. Oh, she is funny. She's a funny character. I love her to bits though. So I'm not putting a lot of glue on, guys, because the polystyrene is quite tough and it will hold it in. So I'm going to, and you can push these through the aspidistra ribbon, the leaf ribbon, because that, it breaks easy when you push things through. And the Diamante ribbon, where's that piece? If I show you, if I bring it up close, you can see through it. I don't know if I've got that in view or if I can hold it behind my hand. You can see through it, so you can push your stems through those little holes. So that's the reason I chose this, because a normal, material ribbon, you wouldn't be able to get it through. Oh, and the bow. That's the thing, I didn't tell you the bow. Show it you. I've chosen this with the colours, because of the mauve. I've chosen the polka dot one. And I've also, because we've got orange and yellow bits as well in some of our floral, I've got mesh ribbon in yellow, and also, oh, it's still wrapped up. Let's just pull it off if I can. Oh my good gracious me. And then orange as well. So I may, I will be putting them, but I'm going to sit that at the bottom, not at the top, because it will cover this. I want it at the bottom. So we'll do that after we've finished. I've not prepared that. I thought we'll do it while we're doing the video. So again, let's push these up, and they do bend these, but they're not wired all the way to the top. It's only at the bottom here. So, but I quite like how they sit like that. And I'm cutting quite a long stem off. I'm only having 1 inch, not 2, 1 inch of a stem there. So, and again, like I say, I'm not putting a lot in here because it is quite wispy. And I'm trying to keep the look around the centre because we're having it all in the middle. Let's push this one back up. And then I'll place one here. As well. Now, don't that look nice? It's only got 4, so I don't think I really need any more because it is quite wispy. So let's put those on the floor. Right, our heather. No, in fact, I'm going to put in some of our orange fern. Now this, I'm not putting a lot in because it's very long and I really don't want to put a lot in. I may actually just take that off because look how it goes over the sides. Because it bends, I really want it to stick around in the middle like that. So if I just put on a little pick of my own, just glue it into the bottom, remove all the glue around it where you've just put it in. And I'm only having a little stem because I need it to go through the polystyrene, which is quite tough. So I'm going to place one here. And I'm going to bend it. Just bend it slightly in just to give you a little bit of different movement instead of it just sticking out like I usually like it. But this again, like I say, is the central look. It's not on the outer ring. I would have done the video earlier, but I didn't prepare the ring, so I had to get the ring sorted first. So that's the reason why I've come on around 3 o'clock this afternoon. And I'm going to push that one in. I may only have 3 of these, and again I'm turning them like that, so you've got like a loop. And like I say, I'm just putting 3 in with them being really long because we've still got our florals to sit in. And bend it like that. I'm sorry I've not got a close-up on it. I haven't a reason why. I'm not going to lie. I'm not making any reasons up because I just thought it'd be better if you could see it from afar. I know people like to see me do it up close. But I think if I was too close, oh, I don't know. I'm not making excuses. So I don't see the point. I just wanted to have it further back, that's all. So we're not going to use them anymore. I could even use one in the bow. So I'll keep one out in case I want one in the bow. So, like I say, we're now going to use our green heather. And these aren't push up. So they will bend on the main stem. So I'm going to bend them so they don't stick out quite far. Let me just glue this one in what's just popped off. I love doing different things. I had one of my ladies say, you know, I think it was something, Sandra, I think, you know, she can't believe all the different ideas I come up with. Oh my goodness, trust me, I will sit in that house day in, day out, every day, you know, after I've finished my videos and I've eaten my tea, then I start researching. And then looking for different things like the new ribbons or new stock, you know, flowers or greenery. And then I just start coming up with ideas. Ideas pop in my head. I only have to look at something and I think, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, I might try that one. So it's not something, because I don't research people's work. I try to think of my own ideas and do it that way. I don't know if anybody's done something like this. They probably have, but I don't think I've seen it. So, you know, as far as I know anyway, I've not seen anything like this, but who cares? Yeah, who cares? It's all about the fun and enjoying it. So I'm now going through the bit of the aspidistra leaf, which again, like I say, you can put it, as long as you've cut it at a 45-degree angle, your stem, then it will go through it. I've ordered some aspidistra in deep red, burgundy colour. I can't wait for that. I think it was 150 metre roll, I think. So that's going to be on its way. Right, a bit of that plastic has come off from the main stem, so I'm going to just take that off. We don't want that showing. And as I don't know if you've realised, I'm doing three of them, of the leaves. Let's move that one a bit further up. We don't want it too close. So 3 of virtually everything, apart from the swirly grass. So we don't want those now. Oh, I've got another bunch there. So I'm only going to put in little pieces of this fern, because those stems are also quite long. Let me just glue that one. Oh no, it's not coming off. It's just what loose, I guess. And I'm going to put, like I say here, I don't mind if I cover the top bit here. Some bits just come slightly up, but I don't want it all covering. I'm trying to avoid that because I think it's lovely. If I could turn it, I think it's lovely how it sits, you know, and you can see the diamante ribbons. So, oops. Sometimes I'm going to have to use my an old puncher that I have. I'm going to just try and leave it like that. Gosh, I've got butter in my, it must be because it's hot. My hands are really sweaty today. And plus I've got a hot glue pan. I've got a beaming light in my face there. I've got a beaming light there and a beaming light over this. So I'm getting quite hot. But all in a good day's work, I say. So how many of those have I put in? 2. I don't think I really want any more because it's quite full of foliage. So let's just leave it at that with those, because we do have all our flora and everything. I'm going to put in our hops at the end, because I'm not, I mean, they do look nice together, but depends on how full the wreath becomes. So let's get our beautiful coloured daisies. I think they're stunning. So now let me just cut a small one off, and as you can see, I want it there. So the stem that I have on hasn't got any wire in. Let me get my other pliers that pull wire out, the stems out, because sometimes they are in quite tough. So I'm going to glue a bit of mine in, my wire. Oh, my son's getting his car back tomorrow. They finally finished. Oh, when he rang me up earlier while I was doing the wreath, he told me, Mum, they've contacted me because he's at work. He rang me on his break. They've contacted me and said the car's ready to be picked up tomorrow morning. Oh, it was like, hallelujah. As you can see, if I show you that closer up, I don't mind taking it off to show you. If you can see the flower on it there, how it sits lovely against this orange fern and also against the diamante wreath. I'm going to call it a diamante one because that's what stands out more than anything. So put it back up there. I'm going to do the same with this. Let me take a few of them off. In fact, I'm going to take them all off on here. I don't want the leaves. I've had do they fray? Yes, they fray. So we're not going to put those on. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see my face today. I don't know if I've positioned the camera, but it's not me you really want to see. So it's all right, I don't mind. I much prefer using my glue pen because with my glue gun, your hands can get really quite sore if you get glue on your fingers. I don't know why it does it with the glue gun but not with the glue pen. My hands have hardened up to the glue pen, but on the glue gun, when I was doing the wreath and I caught it on my hand, oh my goodness, it burnt. So please be careful if you have the glue gun. Excuse me. As they are very hot and it can sometimes rip your skin off because it's like a burn. Right, let's just cut that one. So now we're going to place the others in. I should have prepared, but I thought, oh no, not today. I'll just do it. I think it's because of the wreath took me so long. So I just thought, well, we'll just do it like this. Because I wanted to get, because usually I finish around 4. So, but I don't mind staying till however long it takes me, really. Because I just love doing it. My husband says I need to take a rest. I don't need to take a rest. Why should I take a rest? I love my job. As you can see, I'm placing these all around. And I'm not going on here. And I've got one more that I'm going to put here. Just hold these flower petals in my hand. I don't want them to go into the glue pan. And then I'm going to place one through the aspidistra ribbon. So that is our floral. I don't really think we need any more of that, we don't. It's going to be a small video today, I think. Right, we don't want that. Now these are the only things that may just slightly stick, but they're not sticking out, they're going to be sticking forward. These are also on paperback, they're brown, so let me get my brown tape. My corsage tape. And because we've got wispy bits as well, I'm also going to incorporate those into it. So let's take the wispy bits out. And I pull these. Even if I don't use them all, it doesn't matter. I can bunch them together and then just put a band around them. Well, here we go, guys. It's clearing up already. It's the papery bits I don't like are hanging around. So I will cut these, but they're only going to be sticking out slightly. And these may need a bit of a help when it comes to putting a pick on them, because these are not very, you know, these won't be able to go through here, because if I push them, they're just going to bend upwards like that. So they need something more solid. So if I bring that up here, get my corsage tape and just wrap it on. Just twist it down to the bottom. And again, I only want small, so I'm only doing some of them like that, maybe some longer. It's just so I can see them just popping out forward, not side. I may have the odd one coming here, but I'm trying, like I say, trying to avoid, you know, putting anything coming out. Cut that there. I thought I'd use these little flowers today. like I say, I've got quite a lot of them, but you know, when you've got that much and you just don't spot what you've got, you forget how much you have actually got. It's only when I went through my buckets, I had a good look before I started, just to see, and then I spotted them with all the little wildflowers around the bottom. I'm going to group a couple here together. And just, you know, lean one. I've got one slightly shorter. I don't want them all the same height or length. I just want some of them different to give it that natural look. So with this taking me so long, I would charge my customer my going rate with, you know, per hour. So what my wages are per hour, and it's taken me 4 hours, so it'll be 4 hour wage before they even pay for the floral and, you know, or delivery. So that's you know, part of the job. We just bring that one down like that. Don't they look lovely? And they're blending really, really well. I seem to just lately be wearing tops that match the colour scheme that I'm doing. I don't realise. I don't look at my top and then decide what colour I'm going to do. I don't do that. It's just, I don't know, it's just something that I wanted to wear because it's so hot. And I'm going to put one here. I think that one's trying. See, some of them are quite hard to get in. There we have it. Ha. Excuse me if I keep puffing and panting, everybody. Like I say, I'm not used to this weather. My neighbour over the road, oh my goodness, he loves it like when it comes like this. He sits on his front garden, a retired gentleman, and he sits there and gets a beautiful suntan. I can't sit in it. I really can't. I take my hat off to him because I don't know how he can manage it. So I'm going to put one here as well. I'm going to do 3 pieces of 3. I keep wanting to pick up all my other tools instead of these proper ones. That's why I don't like them in my way. That's why I tend to move my scissors, because I keep picking those up. Oh my goodness, that's on the floor. I'll pick that up in a bit. No, this one's not going in, it's not playing ball. Let me just try and cut it at a sharper cut. And we'll see if we can get it through. Oh, that's better. So there you have that. I'm going to cut these and get them done all at once. I'm cutting them, as you can see, at all different lengths on the stem, so they're not all the same, and to give it that more of a wild feeling. Well, not wild, natural should I say. If I cut that there, my husband bought me a coffee in, and I could have done with a cold drink if I'm quite honest, because I know they say that hot drinks are better for you in hot weather. Oh, not me. It makes me sweat even more. So I've drank it, and that's probably why I'm even more hotter than what I usually am. I should have brought my air conditioner in, but it would have made a noise and you would have heard it. So I'd rather take the chance and sweat. I know that sounds horrible, but I'd rather you hear what I'm saying than the air conditioner blowing away. Right, so that's now all three. So I'm going to do the same with these, but these are going to be up here. So, oh, so that's the one. Here's your second one, and then your last one. And I'm going to stick that one just like that. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? Right, let's have a look at these. I don't think I'm going to put those in, if I'm being quite honest, because they are quite long. No, I'm not going to put those in. I'll bunch those up. Right, now because our calla lilies are quite long, I'm trying to see if I've got any spare ones just to try it first. Oh, here's one. Again, I'm bringing it inwards, not outwards, just to give it that different movement. And again, I will cut these on a short stem. Let me just turn this one round so I can see where I'd like to place it. Yeah. I'm going to sit this, coming in. I don't want to try and hide as, you know, as floral. And that is giving it a bit more texture. I could easily cut the longer ones off if I think they're too long, because I'm looking at that thinking that may be sticking out slightly, a bit too far. So I'm going to take it right down to the bottom and take it off. I could put a pick on that and then just place that somewhere else. If not, I will save it and I will use it for others as well. Again, bring these up to the top, because these do move up and down. And I'm going to do the same again on a small, and this one actually is half a centimetre, which is 5 millimetres stem on there. Now I'm going to bring that one, let's have a look. Here, just lift up my foliage, what little bit I have, just bring it underneath the fern. See, now that one's sticking out too much for me, so I'm going to take that one right back and trim that one off as well. Let me just see if any more are bothering me. Yeah, that one. So we'll take that off. And just, you know, move them around, because they've got no wire in these flowers at the top. And I'm going to get one more. Again, I'm working in threes, as you can see. push these to the top. In fact, I've got no centrepiece on. Oh, it's here, look. I wondered where that popped off to. I'm going to glue that on. And then do the same with this. Yes, I'm going to put that one at the bottom there. As you can see, you don't really need a lot in this. And again, I'm going to check which ones are sticking out, like that one, too much. I'm going to manoeuvre these around so they're all placed in different position. I don't want them all clumped up in the centre. Let's bring these around the heather. That one's not playing ball game. I'm going to wrap it around something and bring it through. That's better. I think that one's bothering me now, guys. I'm very particular. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's better. I'll save those. I don't want to add any more of those in. And then now, I'll just put those in my bucket. We've got our little daisies. Oh, the stem's on its own here. I just want the flowers. I don't want the leaves at the bottom. I may put, if I do, I may just add those in, you know, just around different places. And I want to just bring a bit of white in, you know, also around here. I mean, I could put, oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. I've just thought of something. Oh my goodness. I have got my blossom, and that also has yellow inside it as well, which will go lovely with these. So let's see. I'm going to just cut a little one off right next to the next node. Oh yeah, they're better. We don't want those now, so we'll put those on the floor. Very picky. It's just a case of, you know, once you start doing it and you just look and you think, oh, I don't know, that don't look too good. It's a bit too flowery and a bit wider than I needed. I just wanted something subtle. So we're going to put one just there. Just come in the centre. And I'm going to do that with a few. I've got some smaller pieces at the bottom. I think one of the flowers, I'm pulling it out, one of the flowers have just popped off. Right, this is going to be slightly difficult to get these in when I dip them in the glue. So I'm just going to use my skewer and go over the top of where the hole is. So then when I put it back on, it will sit lovely. There we go. And because we've got that long twig at the top, it's part of it, but I don't want that bit to be showing. Not that I can, you know, that I can't find my words today. No, look, because it just sticks out. You can't bend it. It's not got wiring. So we're going to take that off as well. And we're going to go to the next node, and that's where the next flower is coming away out from the stem. And we're going to just cut that there. So we're just left with this little flower. I'm going to put that one with that there. Let me just cut the stem just a bit sharper point. And I'm going to place that one through the aspidistra ribbon. If I could just turn it around. I'm rubbish doing it from that side. And that's there. I want one up there, and I think I want one down here. So that's one. Take one off from the top, because I do like to work in odd numbers. So if I put one there, oh no, I'm going to use it in even. I really am going to use it in even today. Some bits in odd, some bits in even. It's just so it, you know, it makes it look a bit more spaced out instead of having too many, because like I say, you've not got much room with all what I've put in now, because I'm not using the outer side. And now I've got to be careful, because through this aspidistra I have glued it. So if I get a bit of glue and I can't push it in, it's because underneath even the diamante ribbons, it's all glued all the way around. So because I wanted to make sure that it's going to be secure. So if I try to push it in and I know I can't get it in, it's because I know there's glue behind it. So I have to try and get it in a different position, perhaps next to it, or just where I may have missed the glue. So I'm going to put this one here. So that's what it's looking like now. I'm not going to put no more blossom in. I do have a different type of blossom, but it's more of a peachy colour. I do have this one. I mean, that's beautiful, with a bit of eucalyptus on it as well. Oh, one's fell off. Why is it when I show you stuff that I've got, there's always one little petal or a leaf that pops off? But I mean, they, in fact, oh my goodness, no, they look nice. I'm going to use those. See, they look nice as well. Yeah, and these are only on picks, small picks. That's how they come. Like I say, I do buy the small things. It's not always large stems. So from the tip of it to the bottom, it's 7 inches. From the top here to the bottom of the stem. So I think we're going to put those in, guys. We're going to, I've got, you know what I'm like by now. I like to put as much as I can in. But I don't want to make it look too much. I hope you can still see around the side the effect of the wreath. Right, now these haven't got picks on. These need picks on, sorry. So I may just get 3 and put them with these here. Just, you know, to give it that different texture as well. So yeah, let's get a pick on them. Glue it on, and again just get rid of the glue from around the top where you've glued it. And I'm going to cut a small stem on these, so if I get 3, and that will use those. If I need any more, then I'll just use more, but you know, I want to get the hops in as well. I'll cut again a small stem. Oh, my adult kids, like I say, they are adults. One's 23, one's 28. I did have them quite far apart. I mean, when I was younger, I was one of these where, because my first son was autistic, my firstborn, I had to understand the way, you know, I had to help him in life, and all these doctor's appointments and brain scans he had. So they wouldn't accept him in special needs school. They reckon he wasn't autistic enough. Now that hurt, you know, and I think back then I replied along the lines of, autism is autism. You don't have to have a certain level to be in a special needs school. He needs help. You know, he's autistic. Doesn't matter what, because over here in the UK, you get lower rate, middle rate or higher rate. Well, at the time when my son was born, to get him in special needs school, he had to have higher rate autism, which is severe autism. Now that wasn't fair. I thought that was discriminating against any other child, not just mine, with any other level of autism. He needed the special needs help, and that just made me angry. So he ended up having to go to mainstream school as he got older, and he struggled. He really did. He got picked on because kiddies knew that there was something different about him, but couldn't put the finger on what it was because they didn't understand it either. So yeah, so that was awful. But as I was saying, he's now 28. My other son's 23. I had them 5 years apart, so I could focus on my autistic one first. And yesterday they decided to swap bedrooms. My youngest son had the smaller bedroom because it's a 3-bedroom house I live in, the smaller bedroom out of the 3. And my autistic son had the middle-sized room. Of course, we've got the large. And he, oh my goodness, he loved it. He got up this morning and said, oh my goodness, Mum, I loved it. Because the smaller bedroom is on the front, and my autistic son is quite nosy. Apparently he's like me, but hey-oh, that's good. He'll go far. That's all I say. Oh, another one's popped off. So they swapped bedrooms, and it took us, after I did, you know, because I had the video to do as well, but it took us hours to swap all the rubbish they'd got, get rid of what they realised they hadn't got, that they had got, should I say, and put it in big bags, and clothes they wanted to get rid of. So it was very time consuming. But I'm one of these, I will not stop until it's done on the day I decide to do it. It's like with painting in my house. If I decide to paint my living room, I paint it all in one day. I don't do it in a couple of days or anything like that. It has to be done in one day because I've got a business and I need to get things done. So yeah, so it took us, after, you know, I mean, I've done the video as well. I did get a chance to do it. So it took us a while, but oh, we got it done. And my autistic son this morning got up and, well, because there was people walking through by our street last night. I think some people had probably been out and they were slightly drunk. He had his head out that window and he was watching everything. And that and that's what he said he loved. Because when he was on the other bedroom, he was on the back. So he missed all of that. But not this time. Oh no. I said, do you want to swap back and get your old bedroom back? No, no. I like it here, Mum. So it's only because he's nosy. I think I've hit a bit of glue. Yeah. See, that's what happens when you hit a bit of glue. Because you can't see it under the aspidistra leaf. And you can't see it under the diamante. Because believe it or not, guys, on the diamante, see where the little circles are? I put little bits of glue with my glue gun on the circles because I know it's got mesh, it's attached to mesh, so I didn't want it showing through there because once it's dry you would see it. So I had to put a little dot on each strip all the way down. Very time consuming. So because it had to be glued in because I didn't want anything coming out, and I didn't want to, I could have used moss pins, but I didn't want anything showing or being lumpy once I'd put the hessian ribbon on, because you will feel the lumps of it from the moss pins, so I had no choice. So yeah, very, very time consuming. But again, like I say, I don't mind. It was quite enjoyable. See if I can get it through that bit. Oh yes, done it. Move that one slightly down so I can see these. I may need one here actually. I said I might work in 5s. Let me just have a look. One there. Yeah, 5. So then that would be them with enough with those. So yeah, we're going to work in 5 with these. put that. So yeah, I'm going to put one here, then I'm going to place, if you can see, sorry everybody, and then one, maybe, no, let's have a look. No, and then one here, because we've got that. Mind you, if I move that one up there slightly, so it looks like it's further up, and then put one here. Because now I've put wire picks in them, I can bend it, because like I say, this bit has got no wire in it. So I'm going to place this one with this flower. I'm going to go through the aspidistra. Oh, that's gone lovely in. I've missed the glue. Don't want to hide the big flower either, so we'll just place it around it. I mean, this would look lovely with it having diamantes in if you just did an arrangement in green and silver. That would look nice. Or even Christmas colour, because it's diamante, you know, a bit of sparkle for Christmas. I think that would look lovely too. I wanted to just do it because in these colour flowers, because I just thought, I think they're all quite pretty. And I haven't used these, well, it must be a few weeks now. Let's pop this, I'm going to pull this one back out because it's hidden, if I can. Oh, yeah. I'm going to take this off. Thing is, when you pull it out, guys, you will pull some of the polystyrene out. I can't see that it's pulled it out on top, but I'm going to put a longer stem in it so I can see it. So I think where it was, it went through the diamante one. So I think the diamante one's held the polystyrene still underneath. So I've put a longer stem. When I'm using polystyrene, I don't like to tend to use too much, pull anything out as much, because I do get a bit wary about the polystyrene popping out. See, same with that one, that's hidden. So I'm going to hold where the stem is to keep the polystyrene underneath. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look, it still brought a bit off of it. So let's see if I can spot it. No, it's still underneath. Oh God, aren't I lucky? Because I've done it before when I've used polystyrene and it's brought it out, and it's you can see it. See where it's come out. Okay, and remove all the glue at the top. Oh, I haven't put it in. How daft. I've missed the actual hole. Let's get the glue off of there. I thought it went in quite easy. There we go. It's better. So again, I'm going to bring that one slightly out. I'll cut it a little bit because I don't want it to go through the other side. I will show it you guys, I just wanted to. So that's what we have. Sorry about that, I forgot about turning it round. So now we've come to our hops. And I'm going to see what the effect with the colour has with the colours that we've got. In fact, that looks quite nice. So we are going to use them. If I bring these up close, you can see how beautiful colour and shade. They've got different shades on them. Let me just hold it there. Look at that with the brittle brown in it as well. And then the purple and like a lilac. Doesn't that look wonderful? And they've also got spikes. I don't know if I could show it you now. Oops. They've also got spikes on the stem, look. And that's all the way down. So they will hold, give it that hold it a bit more with it having those spikes in. Because once it goes in and then it settles, the spikes will just stay where they are and give it that bit more secure hold of it inside the polystyrene. I think I'm going to put one up here. I've got to see that I don't get any glue, hit any glue. Oh, can be hard to get in. Yeah, so if I'm going to, let me count how many I need. I think it was 6 in a little bunch. That's a weird number. Let's take them all off. Let me see where I want to place. 1, 2, 3, 5. So I've got more bunches of those. I just want to cut them, have them in 5s to group them around. I think 1. Did I put another one in? Oh, I'm going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, they must. Oh yeah, they do come in 6. I've put 2 back. What time are we on? Yeah, it's it's later on in the day again. Typical. So I've placed that one in there at the top. So I'm going to place one here, this side, next to these little buds. Let's go through the aspidistra. Fingers crossed it's no, oh yeah, no glue. Then I'm going to put another one just here. I'm going through the down one tip one. I wanted to do like a meadowy look, you know, so it's not, because I mean a lot of people now have finished buying summer wreaths. They're all going for the autumn now, believe it or not, guys. And I'm going to put one there. Let me just turn that around so I can place it. Oh, it is quite tough to get in there. Oh, that's a bit of glue. Can't get in it. Right, let's go through the aspidistra again on this side. Oh, that's better. So that's what we have now with our floral. I'm not going to put any more floral in. As I say, I'm not going to make it look too busy, even though it looks quite busy. I still wanted to see all the outer side of the wreath. So what I'm going to put in now will be our ribbon. Let me just move all this. Things that are going away, don't need anymore, and rubbish. Let's get rid of all the rubbish. You know what I'm like, guys. Right, I'll save those as well. I'm just going to move that slightly to this side so we can do our ribbon. And I'm not going to do a big ribbon. I may have a tail hanging from it, you know, just to give another effect to the actual wreath. So I'm going to place it under here. See some of the hessian ribbons fraying already. So let me just snip that. There's a little bit there. There. So let's see which ones I need. Whether I just do it 2 colours or 3. I love this mesh ribbon. I get this from a wholesalers that I'm with. But believe it or not, they're not English. They're placed in Germany. So I order this from Germany. So it is, and this I'm lucky. I'll be honest, I am lucky because my mum is German, and all my mum's family still live in Germany. Apart from my mum, she was the only one that emigrated to the UK when she was younger. All our other families still live over there. I still chat to them. So they send you emails telling you when your orders come in, but they send it in German. So I'm lucky. I understand it. But people who don't speak German or have not learned the German language, you're going to find it hard to understand what they say unless you write it down, because these wholesalers don't do translate. So you may have to write it down and then type it on your phone, exact word for word, and then translate it in English. That's the only way I could think of. Or if you know somebody who speaks German, get them to translate it for you. But I'm all right on that side because, again, like I say, my mum is German and I do speak to my family. So let's have a look. Now, was that orange too orange? I think I might just keep it at that. Or I have got, oh God, I've got lots of oranges. Right, let me take this back, guys, and I'm going to cut a piece off the reel instead of taking it off the shelf. Let's have a look. I've got this, what is a burnt orange. It's not wired, but I don't mind because I've used it in white before and it does sit lovely. So I've got this. It's lovely. Like I say, not wired. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect colour. Oh, caught it. So I wanted a solid one in it. So I've got this with a polka dot. And then I've got a solid yellow but in mesh. What will add the different texture. And then I've got a full solid one here. So let's see which one. I've taken off bits from the reel because I don't usually by looking at it. I mean, I've took a lot off, but whatever I take off I will use again. I'll put in my ribbon box of box of spares. Right, I'm going to dovetail them, which I cut from where you fold it over, the folded side, down to the wired edge at a diagonal position. And then you end up with your little dovetail. So do I put that one on, then that one, then the solid, yeah. Or do I do the solid at the back instead and have that at the front? No, that's at the back. Right, I'm going to use my bow maker. This is just cheap off of Amazon. You don't, I know a lot of people, well, not a lot, some people buy the easy bow maker or the bow dabra. I don't need things. I could do it by hand if I wish, but with me having arthritis, I do use this more than I do it by hand. I do it by hand, but I find it easier sometimes when my hands are in pain to do it with this. I'm not going to do a big bow again, like I say, so the loops will probably only be, if you measure out on your table and you're doing it by hand, they will be 8 inches long, the loop. The ribbon will be 8 inches long, sorry, but then when you loop it, you'll have 4-inch loops. And that is what I'm doing on here with 4-inch loops. I'm going to leave a bit of a tail. So it's going to be about, let's measure, yeah, about like that, which is, if I hold my thumb and finger, 12 inches long. So I'm going to put it there. I'm sorry if I'm not zoomed in on this. The other day I nearly dropped the camera. So I've put it in, I've twisted it, so the pattern is now underneath. I'm going to go where the number 4 is on here, because that's the loop, the 4-inch. Before I put it down to the bottom, I twist it. And then just check that it's on 4, yep. So then I've twisted it so it's upside down again, the pattern is on the underside. And I'm going to do, I think, 4 of each colour. And then again, twist it. Just make sure if it's not on 4 and it's over, just pull it from this side so it levels up to the 4. And again, now I don't need to measure the 4, I'll just follow this ribbon underneath here and measure it with that, because I know that is now 4 inches. And do the same with that. Crack, it is hot, guys. Well, Irma, I don't know how you cope in Texas. Whew. Right, on the top here, I'm not having a long tail because this is going to sit up here. I don't want it going over my flowers. So I am just going to cut it at a short piece like that. Because again, that will sit there. So I'll dovetail that end at the bottom. I've got this much left, but that can be used to make another one. Or even if you wanted, instead of having this here, use it as, you know, as your handle or your hook at the top. So now I'm going to use the mesh, because I don't want the 2 oranges next to each other because they will clash. You want something to separate them, so then, you know, because otherwise by putting too many of the same colour at this next to each, on top of each other, they're going to hide one or the other. So I'm going this side now instead of bringing my ribbon out that side. I'm going to just by eye view measure the length there and twist again with this. This is quite spirally. I should have put it on a little stick that I have. And then I'm going to do the same with this, 4 inches, twist. And then again that side, measure it with the one underneath because that is at 4 inches. And I've twisted it. And do the same. Twist it again. And then one more time. Put that down. I'm not twisting it now because I've finished. So I don't need to twist it to go back over. So I'm just going to let it hang here at the back and cut it similar length to what that one is, like that. So I don't need that now, we've finished with that one. So now we're going to do this one. I'm going to bring this one as well on the same side that I brought the yellow mesh, because I don't want 2 oranges sat next to each other. So I want orange, yellow, orange, just to equal the colours out. So I'm going to dovetail again. Now this hasn't got wire in. I am sweating. You may see it on screen, guys, and with you having glasses, oh my god, the heat reflects behind your glasses. I ought to have something like coolants on my glasses wafting away. Right, I'm going to do the same with this. As you can see, I'm bringing that one out on this side, the same side the yellow one went. So I've got now orange, yellow, orange. And then I'm going to twist this and I'm going to do this one at 3 inches because this is going to be my little centre one. So I measure with 3. There we have it. So that's that. They're going to be smaller. And then I'm going to twist and then measure 3 again, just with my bow maker. Yeah, there we have it. Twist. And I'm going to do 4 of these as well. And because this has not got no wire in, it doesn't always sit in place while you're busy making them. But you know, you'll be fine. It's not going to do anything wrong. That's right. Twist again. And do exactly the same on this side. Measure with the other 3 inch. Right, again, I'm not going to cut to twist it as I've finished with it. So what I'm going to do is basically measure it with the yellow or even this orange, and cut that one as well. So now I've cut those, let me just get that one there. I'm going to get my wire, my floral wire, and as I lift this off, I will hold it with my thumb and finger, and then with my floral wire I'll turn my hand over so like I'm looking at my watch, and then hold the wire with my forefinger there, and then bring it, this other piece here, all the way back to my forefinger. Once it's on my foot near my forefinger, I twist, and just twist that only a few times, just so you know it's now in place. So now you can now move your ribbons around. Again, I want the long ones at the bottom, so we'll make sure they're there at the bottom, but I want them underneath the bows. I don't want them sitting above. Now the smaller ones, they also go in below. Sometimes I bring them all below there and then hold them, so I know they're not going to get in my way. So then I start placing my bow, and I only open them up like that with my fingers to give them that nice beautiful loop. So because I've got 4, I'm going to make it look like it's a star at the back. I'll show you once I've done this one, or an X should I say, not a star. The letter X. So as you can see, if I move that, hopefully we have got that letter X. I don't think you can see, but that's what we have. So that's how we keep it. And then the second one, the mesh, I put in between those 2 loops there of this bottom bow. So bring that one there, and then you do the same with these. Bring one here, then bring the other one down. So you're putting these yellow bows in between each of these, the polka dots. And then now you've got this one, it's got no wire in it, but you can manipulate it, put it in between now the 2 yellow ones. So like that. I love making bows. And again, you may have to try and, you know, manipulate this so it does sit correctly, because it would not having any wire in it. Just make sure it's all pretty. And there we have our little bow. I didn't want a big bow, I just wanted a little one because I don't want to hide my frame, and that will just sit at the bottom. So the tail ends that I've got, the small ones, I will dovetail those as well. Even though you may not see them, you must always still do it. I'm not, you know, particularly fussed how short I go with these, because again, you're not going to really see them underneath the hop. So that's that. So then now I've done that, I will get my long tail ends and just fluff those a bit and shape those into a position I'd like those to sit at the bottom again, which is going to be orange, yellow and then orange. And they're going to sit like that. So with this being polystyrene, I could, well, hopefully I can get it through. If not, then just cut your floral wire and glue it on. That's just as effective. So I'm just going to take this off and turn it my way. Just make sure I'm in the center where the handle is. So it'll be here. So let's see if we can get this through the hop. Through the hop. Polystyrene, no, because the floral wire will bend very easily. So in that case, I'm going to cut it, but not too close to where I've twisted the ribbon together. And because there's a little bit still sticking up there, I'm going to keep that because I am going to push that little bit in. And I'm going to just put a bit of glue on the ribbon here, because the ribbon needs to stick onto something. And just place that glue around. Oops, I'm going to put it on there. So I'm going to go under the hop and I'm going to just push that in. I hold it a minute, well not a minute, we don't need that long. And then while I'm going to now manoeuvre my ribbon and position it. Oh, here's my cat. He's come at last minute. Too late. It's 4 o'clock. 4:15. Tea time. God, aren't they clever? It must be programmed. It must be a robot. So that's what we have for that. And then I'm just going to now manoeuvre this about so it sits in the place that I'd like it to sit. And the tail end, I'm going to just slightly bend that over. The small tail end at the top, I don't want coming over my flower, so I'm tucking it under by bending it over so it's hiding. In fact, I was going to put something in the centre. I'll show you shortly. But that's what we have, guys, with the ribbon now, with the colour of the flowers. It looks like that at the back. You can still see through it, but that's all right. You know, we wasn't aiming to cover and, you know, make it solid at the back. I wanted it to be airy. I wanted to see through it. So, and that's what I've done. So let me just get something, because I was going to put something in the centre of the bow. So I may put, no, we've got a hops there. Oh, here we go. This is what frustrates me with him. Oh, I've got a little flower there, what I left. A little petal. And that's got orange in it as well. Oh my goodness. Well, I've got 2, to be quite honest. So we'll see, I might group those together. Oh, you can't see them. You can't see them because of the orange. I was going to put these in. Oh, Marley, move out my way. Right, we need something then. Oh, what have we just used? Let's have a look. Do I put a little one of these blossoms in? See, now it's getting a bit hard to view it. So those daisies I had in the first place. Yes, we need something so it sits on it and we can see it. I'm going to cut one of these off. Just a little daisy. So I'm going to dip that in my glue. And then I'm going to place that right in the centre of my bow. Just there. So you've got a little daisy head. No, a little daisy head just popping out in the centre of your ribbon or your bow. So that's what we have done today. And that's what I'd planned. Once I'd done this, I knew what colours I wanted. So I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm glad my cat's only just arrived and not been here all day. I think it's beautiful, this wreath, how I've done it. But again, like I say, very, very, very time consuming. So if I would have done this on the video probably would have been about 5 hours long, because it took me a while. 4 hours to do the whole of it, because I was gluing the little bits on the diamantes down on the strip, so that took a while. The aspidistra was easy, it was just the diamante, but if you want something and you want to have a certain look, you have to be prepared to take the time, no matter how long it takes you, to do it. So I did. So again, I hope you like that, guys. I'll bring it closer. So you can see it a bit closer, because I know I haven't zoomed in today. So let's just show you. There's the ribbon, I've got the mesh. And again, I've got it, the polka dot, then the yellow, then the orange again, with my little daisy inside. And the purple hop actually looks lovely with these colours. And then, I mean, this one's hanging out a bit much, so I'm going to chop that off. But with your calla lilies and your beautiful little blossoms, and these yellow and orange buds, I'm not sure what they're called. And then your nice little dahlias, I think they're daisies, sorry, not dahlias. And also your heather, your orange fern, and your grassy. I'll show you the grassy on the back. You may see it a bit better. It's all curly grass. So I've done that. And this is how I've glued the hessian on the back to cover any of, the strips that I've put down. And that's what we have, guys. So I hope you like that. I hope you can see it, to be quite honest. I'm just assuming, because I'm not right behind the camera. So, and you can still see the wreath itself. So yeah, I like that. Different. Again, I'm all about different. So I really do like that. So I'm just going to take this off, because this is bugging me. This colour that's sticking out. They don't usually bug me, but like I say, I didn't want them to all sticking out. So let's put it back on its wreath. So there we have it. So again, I hope you enjoyed that little video today. I think it's about an hour and a half long, but that's my usual length, isn't it? Unless I do a really long one for 2.5 hours. But like I say, if I would have done the wreath on video, we would have been here 5-hour video, and I don't think people are prepared to sit for 5 hours watching me gluing strips on. So I prepared that in advance. And anyway, all the flowers that I've used, I tried to create like a little meadowy look, but like a summery coming into an autumnal colour, where it's just changing season. And that's the look that I was trying to look for. So I hope, like I say, I keep saying, you enjoyed every little bit of that, and you like the way I've done the wreath. So if you like it, give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe and share to your friends and family. And if you've got any photographs, if you've done something like this as well, send them in, especially if you've done them in silver and green. I mean, I've that, now I'm picturing that would be lovely, really lovely. So again, I shall see you tomorrow. I shall be thinking of something once I've eaten my tea tonight of what to do tomorrow. So I really enjoyed doing this. So I won't say, that I'm going to do something similar. I never know what I'm going to do until perhaps after, 8, 9 o'clock at night, then something pops in my head. Or maybe when I get up in the morning, something different pops in my head. So then I go with that. So anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your day, especially in the UK where it's getting hot. And I know in America your weather's hotter than ours. So enjoy your sunny hot days, and enjoy a nice relaxing evening in the sun. So take care, everybody, and stay safe. Thanks so much. Bye bye.